Morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with Rich today.
Hello.
And we're going to be filming a parenting Q&A. I promised this video on Instagram. You guys sent in so many questions, and just a warning, we haven't prepped at all. I've barely read the questions. Rich hasn't seen them at all. So hopefully we'll actually have some good answers because we haven't had time to prep for this. My mum is downstairs entertaining Gray. So should we do this? Let's try and be like really insightful.
Well, we've only had a baby for 8 months.
Yeah,
we've been parents for 8 months. So
we know nothing about parenting. No, but it's parenting Q&A up until now.
Okay, for the first.
This is not like a parenting how-to. So the first question is, are you the sort of parents that you thought you'd be? It's kind of hard to tell yet, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's hard to tell what sort of parent you are. I think we're a bit more relaxed than I thought we would be.
Yeah, I think we've adapted a lot better in terms of like getting the routine.
We're more strict about routine. There's more questions on that later, but I think in general we're not as like uptight about all kinds of things, which I thought we would be.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I think
we're tell.
I know, but everyone has their different ways of parenting and how they judge you on your parenting.
I think the real test is when they're older and you have to actually start disciplining them. That's what I'm more worried about. Like, am I going to be the sort of mum that's constantly like whining at them, whinging and telling them off? Yeah,
because you have to actually engage with them, like emotionally engage with them. Yeah. Now, like we get to play with her and she gives her food and stuff. It's quite simple.
Yeah, it is simple.
And once you get it, you kind of just keep rocking with it.
Okay, so we didn't have the best answer for that one. The next question is, how has your relationship changed? Do you still have time for each other, and do you get enough time alone together?
Yes. Ooh, wait.
Do you know what?
We've never really talked about this.
I talked about it on Instagram recently, and I said that we've never really been the sort of couple who like have to have like alone time. Us two, we're quite like a sociable couple. But actually, I think people are very worried that when you have a baby, you no longer have time together. I think we have more time together because we stay in now every evening. You know, you don't go out to work drinks. I don't go out to work stuff. We're kind of just in all the time with a baby. So if anything, I think we're spending more time together.
Yeah.
Do you think?
It's quite sad, isn't it?
It's just a different type of time. We do find ourselves talking a lot about her.
Yeah, that's sad as well.
But we enjoy it.
We need to think about other stuff to talk about.
Yeah, you do. It's just desperate to get in the cinema. But now I think we've waited too long now. It's quite hard to have like a babysitter because she keeps waking up at night. So we're trying to figure that one out. But how's our relationship changed, do you think?
I think it's changed in a good way.
Yeah, me too.
I think we've come closer. I think we're growing, still growing together in the right direction.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we're veering off, you know, because sometimes that can happen.
Yeah, I think when you have multiple kids, it's quite hard to stay close.
I also think we don't have that much time for each other, but then I'm also thinking, right, we have to plan more time together. So it's making us be more conscious of, right, we need Saturday night, let's go out and do something.
Yeah.
And then that I look forward to that more before pre-baby, because you could just go out whenever we wanted.
Yeah, you didn't appreciate the time together.
Yeah, so that becomes more of a luxury, which you enjoy more.
Yeah, I think we've definitely got closer as well, because we've got this thing that we both absolutely love. And we love seeing each other love her. And we're having lots more like discussions about how we want to do things. And
also, like, especially with the feeding now, I feel like we've changed in more of a positive way. Yeah. Especially our diet. Looking at what we have to feed her and stuff, it's given us a really positive impact on our lifestyle. Yeah, I agree. So then I feel better myself. So wow, deep. It's affected our relationship in a positive way. We do have the epic arguments though. I think our arguments have got worse. There's a question about that. Have they? I don't know if they've got worse. Last night before. I don't even remember what that argument. We were arguing, do we strip her or not strip her because she had a temperature, and we went like. That's not an argument. No, that's more. I think that's more like heated discussion and debate, and that's just because neither of us know the answers yet. We're still trying to figure out a lot of things out. Yeah. We don't know what sort of parents we are when it comes to certain things, like when she has a temperature. I would say that's more of a heated debate than an argument, but we do have arguments. Yeah, they're intense. Plans for more children? When? Next week. Oh my god, can you imagine? Yeah, definitely not. I know people who got pregnant when their baby was 8 months. Oof, don't know how they did it. Definitely more children. I would like 3, don't know if it's practical, 2 at least if I'm lucky. Yeah. And I don't know, like I think a 2-year age gap is good, but 2 in nappies and 2 in buggies looks stressful. So maybe when she's like 2.5. Potty trained. Maybe. Nursery. Maybe. When she's like out of the house. Got a car. Yeah, when she's at uni. At uni and then have another baby. How to avoid arguments when tired, stressed, emotional. That's impossible.
It is.
You can't avoid them.
You can't, but
you have to embrace them.
You just have to like take a minute and take a deep breath and remember that you both have like the best intentions, and there's just a lot of love. That's the problem. I think when you're a new parent, which I still count us as new parents, there's a lot of fear, love, anxiety, and you just have to appreciate. So if we do have an argument, we always apologize afterwards, and the other person always understands. It's fine, like I get it, because you have to understand why, it's not from a bad place.
Also, I think it's good
having a bit of an argument.
Yeah. Obviously, if you're having regular arguments, you need to you need to get on the same page. Most of the time we're on the same page about things. I can imagine it'd be quite tricky as a couple if you both want completely different things for your kid. Yeah, at the moment we're still on the same page.
Yeah, at the moment.
Well, we don't know what could happen.
How did you help Gray to sleep on her own, and did you do any sleep training? We have never done any sleep training. Well, I think we kind of have, but without meaning to. We've never had someone do sleep training with us, but we kind of started to get into like a little bit of a routine from 4 weeks, which sounds so little now.
Yeah.
But at the time it made sense, because she was downstairs with us in the evening with the TV on, the lights on, and she was screaming, and she was just clearly so overtired. So we started putting her, and I think people will have some quite strong opinions about this, and I'm sorry if you do, everyone's very different, but we started putting her into her cot in the evening whilst we were downstairs having dinner, watching TV. Obviously we'd check on her regularly, we had a monitor, but it got her used to being in her cot, and she slept better without all the lights and the noise. We swaddled her, we put on some white noise, and then when we went to bed, so we could get ready in our bed and without disturbing her in our bedroom, and then we'd move her into our bedroom, and that just really worked for us.
Yeah.
We also got into the routine of putting our hand on her chest when she was getting upset and just kind of shushing her. We didn't realise that that's kind of a sleep training technique. It just felt like a natural thing to do at the time. And I think that got her used to being able to self-settle. Like, do you remember when she was little, we used to put her in her cot and walk out the room and she'd fall asleep? Now looking back, I'm like, that's mad.
At 4 weeks.
But she preferred as a baby. She
wanted that.
Yeah.
I remember one night we were sat downstairs. It was like 9 o'clock at night. All the lights were off. The TV was on, even like low.
On mute.
We had subtitles going. Trying to eat our dinner, and she was just stirring. She was crying, and it wasn't felt wrong, and it wasn't a great environment. So we were just like, look, let's just try it. She was only upstairs, and she thrived in it. She obviously craved in it, and now she's, touch wood,
a really good sleeper.
She's turned into a good sleeper.
But some babies just want to be on you all the time. She wasn't like that as a baby. If she was crying, the best thing you could do is put her down. She liked having her own space. She's now, oh my god, going through such a clingy separation anxiety moment where she's kind of the opposite. But she was very good, and from 4 months I think she started sleeping through the night, which is amazing.
One off.
I don't know how we knew what we were doing. I think we just kind of used our gut instincts. We spoke to my sisters and friends and found out what they did. And I think we got a little bit lucky with a good sleeper.
Yeah, we got really lucky with a good sleeper. And we just asked advice. We just asked loads of people, and then you just take bits and try bits. And some nights don't work, some nights do work. She's now like waking up at 1, like last night she woke up at 1, didn't go back to sleep till 3:30.
Yeah.
And I was just having to continuously like shush her.
Yeah, but that's just definitely going through some weird phase at the moment.
Teething, clingy stage. But just get advice and try it. But it's all about
swaddling white noise was my best tips for sleeping when they're little. Okay, how did you get her into a routine, and was it led by her or by you? So we kind of touched on it there. And also after 5 weeks I stopped breastfeeding because of many issues. And once you're kind of on bottles, you're kind of led by the bottles. You naturally get into a bit of a routine because you know when they're going to get fed. And we just knew from speaking to friends that babies have a morning, a lunchtime and an afternoon nap. And the lunchtime naps, the aim is to have like a 2-hour nap. She's never really done that, but over that period of 2 hours she's going to need 1 or 2 sleeps. She's always kind of split her naps, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's never been a long sleeper.
But we just knew like an hour after she woke up in the morning she'd want a nap, and then she'd kind of need a milk, and then she'd want another nap, and it just kind of structures the day really. It was quite led by her, but I'd say that we encouraged it as well. What
I'm learning still now, if she wakes up later, don't panic or don't wake her up. Feel like, oh, I need to wake her up and give her a bottle at 7 o'clock. If she wants to wake up, she'll probably wake up at 7:30. Things do shift, and don't feel like it goes.
We do a lot of shifting, like the whole day shifts a bit. Like even today she woke up late. She just had a really long morning nap, so now she's going to eat lunch a little bit later. It's about being flexible, but knowing the overall like structure of the day.
Yeah.
I think babies like a routine as well.
Yeah, I think it gives them a sense of comfort.
Yeah, and they sleep better, I think, if you kind of like save those naps.
Look at us.
Oh my
8
God.
months in and giving them preaching about...
No, we're not preaching, we're just sharing our thoughts. I just realised this video is so boring for anyone who doesn't have a baby.
Yeah.
How has your body image evolved since having Gray?
Mine?
No, I'm joking. I think the question might be aimed at me. Why would your body image change?
Well, dad bod.
Do you feel like you've
I'm
got
trying
dad
to fight
bod?
against it. No, I'm fighting against it. since December, since January, like over Christmas and now, I feel in good shape. I feel pretty good.
Oh, really funny that you haven't had to be pregnant and give birth. Anyway, my body
I've gone
image.
through it as well.
Yeah, okay, fine. At the beginning, I felt very like, woo, power to women. So proud of what my body's achieved. And that lasted about 3-4 months. And then I just felt rubbish. I hate my C-section scar. I hate that I can't put my wedding or engagement ring on. I hate that I'm 2 sizes bigger in my clothes. But it's fine. I go through moments where I'm like, it's fine. And the moments where I'm just like, ugh, it's so annoying. None of my clothes fit how I want them to fit. But I'm so proud of what my body's done, and obviously it's given me like the best thing in the entire world. So it's just that funny middle ground between like, oh, it's annoying, but oh, it's amazing. And bodies are strange things.
But from someone outside perspective,
yeah,
you've got to give yourself, the looks of it, it's just time.
I think when it's your first baby though, and obviously I feel so lucky to like even consider having another baby. I know I'm very, very grateful, but I'm like, God, by the time I feel normal again, it might be time for doing it all over again. It's quite intense. It's just an intense thing to put your body through. And you feel a little bit like you've just kind of given your body away for like 10 years. But it's okay because I've never been that precious about my body. So I don't know, it's such a weird one. I can't really explain how it feels. Weaning is terrifying me. Any tips?
Yeah, scary. I thought newborn phase was tough, but actually I think this is tougher because
quite full on.
You have to really think about it. So we started at 5.5 months. We thought we'd just give it a go. She was looking at food, she was like getting excited for it. Sitting up. So we was like, let's just start it. She hated it.
Yeah.
It took her 4 to 6 weeks of just continuously trying to give her we did like one or 2 meals a day of like smush,
like pureed veg.
Just kept trying, and then one day we literally
heard her go,
swallowed.
We were like
because you think they have to learn to swallow.
They have to learn to use their tongue to push the food to the back of their throat and swallow it, which is so crazy. And I think I mentioned this in our other video that we did like purees for so long, and then we had moved on to more exciting things and hadn't realised that she wasn't swallowing that whole time. So when she started swallowing, we were giving her all this adventurous mixing stuff. She got such a tummy ache. And the first time we gave her pasta, she had a tummy ache.
Yeah.
It's a constant battle of, is she constipated? Is she pooing too much? All we do is talk about poo.
Yeah, like
But it's also been so fun, hasn't it?
Yeah, now it's fun.
So wait, what tips do we have? Take it slow.
Don't feel pressurised that because your friend's baby's eating by 5 months, just ignore everything outside and just focus on your baby and just routine with the food.
Keep trying at it.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Once they're into it, it's really fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It's really nice to like give her new things to try and like see her try foods for the first time and like see her eat kale pancakes and enjoy them. Like Gray loves eating anything, and I don't know if that's something we've done or just what she's like. I think it's just what she's like. So we're really lucky. We can just like, we're giving her curry tonight for the first time, and I think she's probably gonna love it. I do think once they're kind of into the food, like why not just be adventurous and let them try all different flavours? I don't think it's like the olden days where they just have to have puree all the time. You know, you can have spices and things in food. But hopefully, I think I've got a video coming up that I've already filmed with a few recipes for weaning in there. So hopefully you guys can get some tips from that video. Why do you alternate work and parent days rather than one after the other? So I work Tuesdays and Thursdays. Rich has Gray then, so he works Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. And the reason we did it like that is because we started that when she was 3 months, and I had to go back to work, but the idea of being away from her 2 days in a row just like killed me and filled me with such anxiety and dread, and I was crying a lot. So that's why we did it like that at first. Obviously it's also really nice to like always look forward to something, whether it's a work day or a day with Gray, but that probably will change soon because it is better, especially for Rich, to have like consecutive days in a row. We're just trying to work that out and like how it's going to work and maybe how I can up my days. And it's a really funny balance, that work-life thing.
Yeah, I'm just really fortunate for my company to recognise that and support that, and to work, especially my boss as well, to work around and sort of let's try and make this work.
How quickly does the motherly instinct kick in and understanding your baby's needs? I'm doubting myself. I don't know why she's crying any more than you do. Becoming confident in my decisions over my mum and sisters, etc. Oh my god, I really remember this at the beginning. I remember it was like the first week and she'd be crying and people would be like, oh, do you think she wants, or like asking me, what do you think she wants? And I was like, I literally don't know any more than you do. I've met her 4 days ago, you met her 4 days ago, like how am I meant to know? I remember really at the beginning thinking like, I don't know any better, like my mum probably knows better because she's had 3 kids. But I do think that does kick in. And I remember something happened when one of my sisters said, oh, it's probably this. And I remember thinking, no, it's not. And it got to the point where I realised actually my instincts are right. And now I just know, I don't know, it just happens, doesn't it?
I think you just know, because you're with them every minute of the day. You know the little cues. You'll start understanding the little cues and cries and laughs and everything they do. You start going, okay, that means that.
I didn't think that happened until like 5-6 months. You know how people say like they're different cries? I think when the baby's crying, they just all sound like screaming crying.
Oh, it goes right through you.
Yeah, and you're like, you just have to check. Nappy? I don't know, have you done poo? Are you hungry?
Checklist.
Sometimes they just cry because they're babies. I think at the beginning it's really hard to have that like instinct, but it does come over time.
Yeah, don't put pressure on yourself.
And then it's so fun when they like want to cuddle you because you're the mum. That is like some of the best moments I've had. Yeah. Oh, so cute. How would you support a friend in those first weeks or months?
Ooh, muffin basket.
Yeah, buying them a muffin basket.
But that's our idea.
That was the best gift we got. Now we buy it for everyone who has a baby.
Yeah.
But apart from that, apart from sending them food, you know, cook vouchers, food for their freezer.
That was good. Just
being there for them. I think what I struggled with is some people sometimes feel like, you know, I'll leave you to it. Oh, I don't want to like interrupt your time. Like I know you've got a new baby. I'll leave you to it. And me and my sister were talking about that. And I think that's like the worst thing you can do, because when you're a new parent, you feel so isolated and lonely anyway. So if your friends, you know, are excluding you from normal things and saying like, oh, I'll leave you to it, you've got a new baby, you're just like, oh great, so now I've had a baby and I'm being left out from everything. It's really horrible. So obviously you're not going to invite them out to dinner when they've just had a baby, but just keeping them like involved in your life, whether it's texting them and texting normal things. It does, you know, every time you text them, it doesn't have to be like, oh, how's the baby? Like just being normal with them. You know, coming round and leaving some food on the doorstep without needing to see them and hold the baby, just being there for them. Like my friends made me some really nice care packages with my favourite crisps, and it's hard until you've had a baby. I think you don't really realise what a new mum needs, but hopefully some of those tips will help. Yeah,
offering to come give them drop off food, or just drop off food.
Exactly.
Food.
Don't ask too many questions. Like, what do you want? Can I get you this? Like, oh, no one has time for that. Like,
just text them saying, I'm coming around, I'm gonna be popping around, I'm in the area, I've made a lasagna, I'm gonna drop it off.
Our friend Ben is like known for coffee drop-offs. Like he'll just like he'll text and be like, I've just left the coffee outside for you, which is really funny.
Yeah.
Rich, how quickly did you feel like a proper dad and feel like you could look after her alone for the day?
Wow.
Well, it was 3 months when you started having her alone for the day, which I think is quite early compared to most dads.
Yeah, I was kind of not thrown into it, but it was great. That was great to be just thrown into that 2-day sort of looking after her.
I'd be here working for the beginning.
I remember my first day, and I was really like smashing. The night before, I prepped like bottles and bag and stuff, and I like planned, right, I'm going to go here in the morning, and then this and this. So I planned a lot, and then by 4 o'clock, I'd forgotten, because like obviously Lily had been looking after her for that, and I had built up this routine during the day, and I never saw it. And then by 4 o'clock, I sat downstairs with her and she was crying, and I was like, I literally don't know what to do right now. What's happening? Do I need to give her a bottle? I completely forgot. And
I was there, wasn't I?
Yeah, thank God you were there. And I was just shattered, and I didn't understand what to do. And my mind, I've never had that sort of mind blank of being like deer in headlights, being...
You said to me on that first day, that evening, you went, I don't understand why I'm so tired. All I've done is go to a cafe and go for a walk. And I was like, yes, see, that's what people don't understand. Like, it it's as tiring, if not more tiring, than going to work, because you're not just like using your brain. Like at work, you can just go to the toilet whenever you want, or like you're just looking after yourself. Keeping another human alive is exhausting.
Thinking ahead, right? I go here, then this is the repercussion. You have to keep thinking ahead.
Yeah.
But then I got into it. And I made plans. I said, right, I'm going to these classes, and I just chucked myself into it and went to classes, which was great fun.
And you made a few mistakes, which you learnt from. I remember the first few weeks.
Yeah, don't worry about mistakes.
No, but you'd miss the nap, or like the nap would be too late, and then that evening, I always remember I found it really hard because obviously I remember texting my friends being like, I really don't want to interfere and like make Rich. You know, I want him to learn. I don't want to be like, no, you're doing it wrong. Like I really made an effort to not do like that, and I'll be like, I'll do it. So I'd be sitting in my office at bedtime and I could hear her crying in the bath, screaming, crying. And I was just thinking, she's tired because she didn't have a long enough nap, because he didn't go for a drive. And I knew exactly what was happening. But then you'd put her to bed and then you'd come into the office and you'd be like, oh my God, that was brutal. And then I would just say like, I think maybe next time, try and do a longer nap. And then and you weren't angry about me like giving you advice, because I wasn't doing it at the time when she was crying, which would have been, I think if I'd come in and been like, she's crying because you didn't nap long enough, that would have been awful. So I waited, let you deal with it, and then afterwards I was like, why don't you? And I remember saying to you like, please don't get upset if I try and help, and you didn't. You were quite good at being like, yeah, you're right, next time I'll try and do that.
And that's a good thing as well. In the evenings we always have a debrief.
Yeah, we do have a debrief,
which is really sad. But especially for like people who like when one of the partners is working full time, to have that debrief at the end of the day.
How was she today?
How was she today? What did she do? What does she like? You understand, and then you know. So when you do spend time with her on her own, or your child on your own, you then know what to do.
It's really hard. Like if one of you was working full time. So I remember those first 3 months when it was just me. You know, on weekends, you'd be doing something, she'd be crying, and I would just be like, oh, let me do it. She wants me to do it. Yeah, you just take over. But because it was just easier. But I'm so glad that now I know that you can just do it. And she's, you know, you do it differently, but it doesn't matter because we don't have to be exactly the same in how we do things.
But yeah, sort of debriefs in the evening.
So so it probably took you about a month, I reckon, once you were doing it. Yeah.
I still like do stupid things. Do stuff that Lily will probably like never do.
But so do I. I'm way more precious with her than Rich is, which is also not a good thing. So it's good that we're different.
Yeah.
How do you deal with people's opinions about Rich being so hands-on? Oh, he's such a good dad. You're so lucky.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. And it's like, no one ever says that about the mum.
I know.
Do you know what? It's because they just don't expect dads to be good. So it's like, yes, you are an amazing dad, and I am so lucky. But no one ever says to you, oh, she's such a good mom, you're so lucky.
They just expect it.
Or like, oh wow, it's amazing that your wife is so career driven and like has such a great job. Like, it's just a female male thing, and it's okay because I love him and I love that people love you. But it is annoying that people are so like, oh, isn't it? Oh, I saw Rich today. He made her an omelette. Well done. I made her an omelette yesterday.
It was a good omelette.
But it's like, it's just bizarre, isn't it? I don't know. I think times are changing, but slowly.
Well, I rock up at classes even now, and there are a couple of dads in there now, but you do get looks. Yeah. You're like, oh. And then like people come and talk to you at the end, being like fascinated, like you're some alien.
Do you know who I think the weirdest about it are the dads who aren't that hands-on. They're like, oh, Rich, I heard you quit your job.
Yeah.
Like, no, I've just gone down a couple of days. It's other men, I think, that are funny about it.
What do you do? Like, oh, must have loads of time now.
Yeah, day off again. Yeah. And Rich is like, it's not a day off, I have more time
my days, I know I'm looking at changing my days around, but like my day is every other day, and I'm like, right, one day I'm going to rock up at work and I should be here because I have to be so switched on now.
People's opinions, hey? Did either of you suffer from anxiety in the beginning, dreading the nights and visitors leaving? Oh my god, the nights. I don't know how you felt about the nights. Mine was mainly breastfeeding anxiety. Yeah, first of all, you have no visitors at night. So all your lovely visitors that have been doing day go home, and then you're like, okay, now what? You're just leaving me for the whole night. And just knowing like we're going to go to bed and they're just going to want to wake up and feed. I had anxiety before every feed, but the nights, because Rich, bless him, is brilliant, but not brilliant between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m.
We've learnt our sleep cycles.
Literally, Rich between 1 and 4 a.m. is like,
don't come near me.
What's my name? Where am I? I'm like, what's my name? Seriously, but I'm like, in the past I've had to shake you, Rich, and you're just like, like it just, I don't know what happens. So I know
that's my deep sleep time.
I knew I was alone at that time. When she woke up at 3 for that feed, it was just me, and I didn't watch TV. I didn't look at my phone. I don't know why. I wanted to just go straight back to sleep. So I would just sit there dark, and Oh, I had so much anxiety, I can just remember it now.
Yeah, you were.
Did you have any?
I think so. Can't really remember.
Yeah, I don't remember much either.
There's such a haze those first like 3 months.
But we've got it again now because she's had a temperature. She's having such bad like teething, and she's like got separation anxiety, and I'm gonna say 8-month sleep regression. I'm just gonna throw it all out there. We go to bed at night and we're like, oh my god, what does tonight hold?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be like an every half-hour wake thing? Is it just gonna be till 3 a.m. like it was last night? Oh, you just don't know how much sleep you're gonna get. Like real panic.
Yeah.
And then I always get anxiety before it's one of my days. I don't know why. Like I love my days with her, but just knowing you're going to leave and go to work. I think because in the days you have her, I'm always like in and out. You're not totally on your own, especially bath time and bed. Whereas on my days, I'm totally on my own. And it's just filling those in between bits, or pre 10 a.m. when no one's going to come over and hang with you. You've got from like 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. So just you and a baby. Do both of your parents help? And what are their grandparent names?
No help at all.
A bitch. Rich's parents live in Suffolk, so as much as I'm sure they would be helpful, they live 2 hours away, so that's not that helpful. But I'm sure they would be if they lived closer.
Yeah, we FaceTime.
Yeah.
So what we realised, we FaceTime my parents regularly every week.
And my parents live very close by, but my dad works, and my mum has a very active social life and 6 grandchildren. So, and lots of people to look after. Her mum and lots of people. So
we had to book her in.
We literally, like, I reckon my mum could do half a day a week if I booked her in. I mean, she's here now, which is amazing. She is amazing and would be so helpful. But you know, people are very busy. It's tricky. Also, they've done the kid thing. I feel bad. Like she's done the baby thing. I feel bad when grandparents have to like look after kids all the time and do it again. You know.
Yeah. Especially regular on the week. But sometimes that's life. Like you have to work full time.
Yeah.
Like when I go to classes, I see quite a lot of grandparents, and they're loving it, and it's great fun.
Yeah. But I'm also like, don't those poor grandparents like have other things they want to be doing?
They probably have, it's a mix. They're retired, so they probably Tuesdays.
People don't really retire in London. That's the thing.
But they probably go swimming in the morning and then take their grandchild to the class in the afternoon.
Maybe
that'll be exciting.
What are their grandparent names? My parents are Gaga and Papa.
They're already set.
Gaga and Papa.
And
yeah, my sister picked that 10 years ago.
We haven't really decided yet on my parents' names. Grampy, I'm trying to pursue.
Grampy or Grampsy?
Grampy. Because he's grumpy.
Grampy or Gramps?
Because he's grumpy. And my mum at the moment, Gran.
I don't think Gran makes you sound so old, and she's so young.
Yeah.
But if she wants to be Gran, she'll be Gran. I never had like a Gran or a Granny. One of my grandmas, we just called her by her name. And then the other one, we called her Mum, because my sister used to copy my mum and called her Mum. So I've never had like a Gran or a Granny or a Nanny. I think they sound like such old names. But if she wants to be a Gran, she could be a Gran.
I'll kind of leave it to Gray when she's older.
Exactly. What is your favourite mannerism or trait about Gray right now?
I like the high five.
She just goes like this.
Talk to the hand. And then you have to, she stays there for like half an hour.
The better.
Yeah.
I love how she has like humour. Like, I'll go to like give her food and then she'll just be like, like she just does it at the best time.
Yeah.
And then if you laugh, oh, what I love about her at the moment is her social laughing. So if she sees people laughing, she'll be like, she like joins in.
We're in restaurants and she like looks over it. She's fascinated by other people's conversations, and then when they're laughing, she laughs, and they like look at her and she's like,
yeah,
that's so awkward.
Wow.
Oh, she's so
smiley.
A character.
Yeah, she is.
She's a real character, especially for her age.
She just starts to say mama.
Yeah.
What are your biggest arguments about? Oh god, what a one to end on.
Rich making noise and me not clearing up.
I just thought that triggered my memory. Rich
making noise?
Yes.
What noise?
She'll be asleep.
Oh.
She'll be having a nap.
Yeah.
And Rich will be like on something. And I'm like, what? You're like, oh, sorry, I forgot. You forgot that you had a baby asleep in that room. Like, random noise.
I don't forget.
You'll choose to, like, open some gaffer tape, be like, meh. And I'm like, what? Why do you have to do that now? Always
I feel
makes
like
noise at the worst time.
I've become clumsy. I had really good reactions.
You have become clumsy since becoming a dad. So it's like the minute she was born, you've, like, been
clumsy.
Making weird, loud noises.
Yeah.
Me not closing the fridge door.
She can't close the fridge door.
Our fridge is broken, I'm telling you.
It's not.
It is.
It's an integrated fridge.
You have to like push it shut. You can't just like go like that.
They've come over, looked at it and said it's fine.
Well, we never used to do that.
She can't, she just literally goes like that, like strokes it to close. You have to do it. I said, It's an integrated fridge. You wanted an
He's
integrated
literally
fridge.
almost divorced me about this fridge.
Yeah.
Putting stuff on top of the dishwasher and not in it.
Putting the stuff in the dishwasher's empty. Guys, come on.
Yeah, Rich is definitely more of like a housewife than I am in terms of like clearing up and doing washing.
Will you just like leave stuff there? Like there's jeans behind this camera. You're just leaving them there. Like why didn't you fold them up and put them in the drawer?
I need to try them on.
You put them next to the drawer.
Sometimes when you're like a bit indecisive, when you have like issues with friends or family and it takes like 5 hours for you to plug up the courage to like...
We're going real deep.
I mean, this is not to do with baby. That's just something that I want to do about you.
Okay, you've been meaning to talk about this.
Let me think of like something related to parenting.
From parenting into
why we
therapy session.
But that's kind of it. Other than that, you're like, perfect. I'm so tired.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Okay, me too. What's the time?
11:30. It's lunchtime.
Right. I hope that was not too boring for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions that we didn't cover, leave them in the comments below and I'll try and get back to you. Thank you for watching.
Thanks.
Bye.